Another fraudulent claim for money from the One Fund Boston. A 26-year-old woman was arrested and arraigned today in New York for allegedly defrauding the fund of almost $500,000. When brothers Paul and J.P. Norton each lost a leg in the marathon bombings, their family and friends rallied around them. At a bar in Somerville, Uncle Peter Brown sells shirts and hats to raise money for his nephews.
If somebody's trying to dupe a foundation or charity of such a severity of issue, that really is a serious act against them. I think that's just, it's disturbing. It's sickening and to me, troubling.
He's talking about Audrea Gause, who allegedly stole $480,000 from the One Fund Boston. According to Martha Coakley, Gause filed a claim with the fund on June 3rd, saying she'd suffered brain injuries during the bombings and had spent 2 days at Boston Medical Center and another 10 days at a hospital in Albany. Her paperwork was notarized and seemed legitimate, and she was subsequently awarded the money. Acting on a tip they received last week, Massachusetts and New York officials determined that Gause was not even at the marathon.
We do have reason to believe she was in Massachusetts later in May, but not at the time period that she claims she got treatment for the injuries or for any reason that's connected to marathon bombing injuries.
This is not the first time Gause has falsified information. In 2007, she was arrested in New York City for identity theft. And it's not the first attempt to defraud the One Fund either. Earlier this month, Brandon Mathieu was arrested for trying to collect more than $2 million on behalf of an aunt who died 10 years ago. The DA says most, if not all of the money, is expected to be returned to the fund. To date, the One Fund Boston has raised more than $64 million for marathon victims.
When people give money to a cause, they give it with a reason. And clearly this touched a lot of people, and when somebody comes and tries to steal money, I'm just glad the AG caught it.
Gause is expected to be extradited to Boston next week. And as for any additional cases of fraud, the DA says they are investigating every case and don't anticipate any more issues. From Copley Square in Boston, I'm Marian Daniels, NECN.